Hi guys, welcome back to the Yorkshire Modeller. We now have issue 12 of the Ferrari F40 by Panini Collections and Centauria. So with issue 12 we get the first parts of the transmission. So we get the clutch housings, part 1 and 2. We get 3 type T screws, 3 type S screws, and the pressure and friction plate. So same as always, we'll get everything pointed at the table and we'll get started with the build for issue 12. So here we've got all the parts laid out. We've got the engine block from the previous issue, which we will be attaching these parts onto when they're finished. So I'll just pop this down in this corner just there, and then we've got all the parts for the beginning of the clutch here as well. So starting off, we join together the 2 parts of the clutch housing, positioning the parts and matching up the mounting holes as shown. So that's this one and that is this one. So we mark everything up, line everything up on here, make sure that the 2 holes are in the right position, which is that way round. It should be. Make sure those 2 clip into position. There we go. So these are your 2 parts. You've got the 2 holes there, and then you've got the 2 holes at the extreme angles there and there, and they just clip in to place a little bit like that. So we'll be screwing those 2 holes in, and then make sure what screw type we use. When assembled, the pieces should look like this, which is this. Check you've got them angled correctly. The easiest way to tell is this little round sort of nub here should fit onto that little round nub just there. And then all parts all fit together nice and cleanly. And then use 2 type T screws. Same as in the last issue, I've just kept the type S and type T screws in the bag just so I can keep them separate so I know which one's which. They do look totally different anyway, but if you're like me and you're worried you're going to confuse them, just keep them totally separate like that. So first screw, same as always, screwed in but not all the way. Second screw screwed in, a little bit tighter, so we'll do that second one in all the way, and then we'll do the same with that first one as well, all the way in like that. So that's those 2 parts all joined together, and it does, or it should pretty much get rid of the seam that runs around the 2 parts as well there. Now to attach the pressure friction plate, slot it under the assembly of the clutch housing unit. Once in position, the assembly holes will line up as shown. So we've got those 2 holes on the side of this part here and here, and that should line up with those 2 holes just there and just there. So nearly lost it. There we go. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the instructions again. No, I'm on the wrong part. No, I'm not. I'm on the right part. Goes in that way round. Right, this is quite difficult to get your head round. To attach the pressure friction plate, slot it under the assembly of the clutch housing unit. Once in position, the assembly holes will line up as shown. So basically, this pressure friction plate has to go into this gap just around here. So it has to go in that way as well. So what it looks like is you have to kind of slip that under there and then try and get those 2 holes to line up, but it looks like it's quite difficult to get into the right orientation and positioning. Straight that way. There we go. I think I've got it. No, there we go. Right, there we go. So a couple of clicks and a heartbeat or 5, and that's in. So it's just clipping it under that bit there first, and then trying to slot the top in. Just make sure you get the orientation right, so that the little indents on the friction plate match up to the holes that you've already done. So that bit's assembled. Now we need to join the clutch to the engine block. Look at the picture to see how the clutch should be positioned, and fix it with the Type S screw. So let's get these Type S screws out of here. So again, we just need 2 of these. So this flat part of the clutch here, down at this bit, will be totally flat along the bottom of the engine. So it should look like that. So easiest way, another easy way is, where you've got the top of your V8, this like vent should face the top part, so it should line up just like that. And then we can screw it in through here. So I don't know whether you can see the screw holes, but they have to make it difficult. So if we get everything matched up, and I'm just gonna get the screw in there, up nearly, there we go, that's in. Right. So just the same as you did when we were attaching the these engine blocks in the previous issue, take your time and make sure everything lines up. And just make sure you put in a fair bit of pressure onto the screw so that you don't round the head. There we go, that's one in. Now this is the one that's going to be more difficult. Actually, that one was easier. There you go, so that's that one in. Just try to tighten up this one just a tad more. There we go, so that's all in and attached. There's a tiny bit of movement on there, so I'll just have to tighten those screws up a wee bit more. But that is it for issue 12. So your Ferrari F40 engine is really taking shape, and it's now attached to the clutch. Right guys, so that's it for issue 12. With issue 13 we get the major transmission components, and with issue 14 we get the final parts of the transmission system. So that's all the parts there that we get with issue 13 and 14 down at the bottom. So yeah, that's that. And as far as we're going with the engine at the moment, that's how we're looking. We've got the V8 block there, and we've got the clutch and transmission and everything coming along nicely as well. So it's all starting to look good. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to the Yorkshire Modeller for more weekly model building geekiness. And remember, when you do click on subscribe, remember to tick the bell icon just next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get every time I upload. The F40 will carry on as normal now that we've started getting the issues coming in. The Bismarck and the Spitfire should hopefully be picking up again soon, depending on when I get the next set of parts from Hachette. But yeah, we're getting on now. So until next time guys, just remember, happy modelling and stay safe.